Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so in this episode, I'm going to get on to, let's see, let me just pull this over so you guys can see what we're about to do. We're going to go on to section 3.7, the ENB series graphics modification. Before we do that, I want to clean up a couple things from the last episode. It's kind of starting to get to be the habit here. A couple little minor tweaks that I want to make for the last one. I did make a mistake in the prior episode that I want to correct. So I'm going to go to my downloads page. So here's my optimized textures. There should be, I think, 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these guys. Is that right? Okay, more done. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Because the base game and then the 3 DLCs and then the high-res DLC stuff. You might remember when we did this before and I installed these, there was a dialog box that popped up that asked me if I wanted to extract the BSAs, the textures, and I said no. That, in fact, was a mistake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double-click on these guys and just hit OK. It's going to ask me if what I want to do here. I just want to replace. Okay, so we've reinstalled the optimized base game textures, and this time I'm going to hit yes. Now, normally, you're going to want to hit remember selection because we're going to want to do this every single time, but I'm going to leave that off for the moment, and to get all these in, I'll turn it on when we hit the last one. So I'll just hit yes, and I'm going to let this install. If we look at our page, he does talk about this, but he doesn't do it until we get down somewhere, I don't know, quite a ways down, right here, at the beginning of the Devokian comes. I hope I said that. I don't know how to say that. It says, critically important, if the first time a mod is installed and contains BSA, the mod organizer will prompt to extract it. Respond yes and check the box labeled remember selection to prevent future prompts. Okay, unfortunately that's quite a bit further down. That's down here at 4, which is why I didn't see it before. It would be helpful if you would put that up, you know, here the first time you actually see it, but, you know, whatever. Technically, if you were to do the optimizing the Bethesda textures using the manual method, you wouldn't actually see that dialog box until later on. So I suppose it's forgivable that he doesn't have that stated up here. So yeah, let's just wait for this to finish off. Okay guys, the first one has installed. So you're not really going to see any difference with this plugin. Let's see, we got the optimized vanilla textures right here. It's here, and also here. You know, there's no real way to tell that I know of that these BSAs have been extracted. So I'm just going to do these one at a time. Make sure to name them the same as they were. Optimized DonGuard textures. Optimized DonGuard textures for ML users. Okay. I'm going to... You could merge. I'm just going to replace. Okay, there's our selection box. So let's go ahead and unpack it. Okay guys, so Dragonborn, same thing. Make sure you name it the same. Dragonborn textures for ML users. Dragonborn textures for ML users. Place. And yes. I should say, guys, there may be an easier way to extract these other than reinstalling the entire mod. There probably is, but I'm not going to try to figure it out. I'll just reinstall the thing, because there's no real way to know that you've actually installed these other than just doing it this way and actually watching it happen. Okay, moving on to Hearthfire. Place. Yes. Nice and quick. Okay, then the DLCs. Number 1. So, optimized DLC standard part 1. replace. Okay, go ahead and extract the BSAs. Okay, moving on to number 2. This is going to be standard part 2. Okay, replace. Okay, and we'll unpack the BSA. Hit yes. Okay, guys, while that's doing that, let me show you something here. There's one way you can actually kind of tell that I was just looking at. If you go into your mod organizer folder and go to mods, these are all the mods that we've installed. And you can see at this point, basically, it's mostly, I mean, these are our clean vanilla ESMs, but it's mostly textures. So if we look at Dragonborn, you notice we've got a texture folder, and we can pop into here and actually see the DDS textures, like such. Okay. If you go into one that we haven't done yet, for example, the part 3 we haven't done yet, it's just got a BSA. Okay, so this is how you can know that you've unpacked everything that like you're supposed to. You can go through these and make sure you've got a folder called textures in all of these. And if you do, you know you've unpacked them. There's good there. This is the one that's going right now. So it's got the texture, and as soon as it finishes, which is only 45%, it's actually going to delete this BSA file. So you'll just have this texture file. You'll notice none of these other guys have a BSA file. Okay, they have a meta, but not a BSA. Whereas this guy just has a BSA, it doesn't have a texture because we haven't done this one yet. So this is the one it's working on at the moment. So just if you're unsure if you've actually unpacked these things or not, that's one way you can tell. All right. So we'll just let this finish. Okay, guys. So we'll do the last one. This one we're going to do slightly different. It's mostly going to be the same, except we're going to do, we're going to tell it to remember our selection. So this is optimized high-res DLC part 3. Hit OK. Just hit place. Okay, there we go. So again, we're getting the BSA question. So I'm going to tell it to remember selection this time and hit yes. So now every time we unpack a mod that has a BSA in it, it'll unpack it. The purpose of this, guys, really is just to unpack these DDSs beforehand, so the game itself doesn't have to do it. Kind of helps to speed the game up. It doesn't have to unpack the textures on the fly as it's running the game. So just saves the game a step, which hopefully will improve our frame rates. So there you go. We should be completely unpacked. All right, everything seems to be good. I'm gonna close this down and show you guys something here. Let me run from outside the mod organizer so that we're running. This is going to be basically vanilla Skyrim. None of the mods. Everything very vanilla. So I'm going to say continue. I did run through that intro sequence, and I'm standing outside the caves, or outside the first cave, where you basically start the game, like I said I was going to do, I think at the end of the last video. Okay, so here you go, guys. This is very, very basic vanilla Skyrim. So there you see, there's the first set of stones. So those of you who know the game, we're right outside the first cave, basically, where you come out. So if you look this way, everything is fine. It all looks good, which it should. This is, basically very vanilla Skyrim. So I just wanted to show you that real quick for a reason. Oh, I just exited now. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so now let's fire up Mod Organizer. And I'm going to run, remember you run the SKSE, that's the Skyrim script extender to run the game. Let's go ahead and run that. Let's load up that same spot. I want to show you guys something, and it should, I'm assuming it's still going to be there. That the fact that we unpack textures isn't going to change anything. Now watch it make a liar out of me, but I don't think so. Yeah. Okay, look at the snow kind of to our left, right on the left side of the screen. See that blue patch there? That wasn't in our vanilla game. So there is something we can do about that, and I'll show it to you in just a second. You should, hopefully, notice improved texture quality here. If you look at the rocks and whatnot. Hopefully it looks at least a little better than it did. Okay, but we've got a kind of a bug going on here, and hopefully we can fix that. Now, I haven't tried this yet, but I'm told it works, so let's find out. And I want to say thanks to Scott Toth for pointing this out to me. I was unaware of this bug up until now, and it's not in the guide. This guide, it doesn't say anything about this problem. I'm given to understand that maybe not everybody has this problem, although I don't know why you would, because it's a problem with the texture pack. So it seems like everybody should have the same issue. But there is a fix. If you go to the Nexus page of one of the DLC texture packs, they'll talk about it. So I'm heading into the page, the high-res texture pack 2 fix zip. Okay, let's see. So we'll download this. Yes, please. Hit OK. All right, so there it is. So what I want to do here, guys, is we're going to install this through Mod Organizer. So let's go ahead and one of these buttons up here. There, install mod from archive. And we'll go by date. There it is right here. Okay. And I'm going to say high-res texture pack 2 fix and just hit OK. You could merge this in with this one, but I'm going to keep them separate. And then we'll stick this here and turn it on. So let's see if that actually worked. So I'm just curious, gang, as to if that actually unpacked. To fix. Yep, it sure did. Look at that. Huh, cool. So it's just a couple of textures that we're missing. Let's see if that fixed it. Or maybe that's not the problem at all. I'm just curious to see. Let's go ahead and check it out. So hit continue. Let's see what we get. And there you go. Look at that. Fix those textures right up. That's pretty cool. So there you go, guys. That fixes that problem. Let's quit back to the desktop. Okay, let's see if we can make any progress on the actual game. So here we go. We're going to start the ENB graphics modification. We did optimizing the Bethesda textures last time, and I just cleaned it up some. So we're going to talk about the ENB series graphic modification. What is an ENB series? Basically, it does post-processing. So you got your screen space, ambient occlusion, indirect lighting, depth of field, anti-aliasing, all this kind of stuff. Sun rays, shadows, reflections, all that kind of thing. Okay, and the way you do it is you replace the D3D9 DLL. Okay, so here we go. We're going to download the 0.279 version from here. Okay, guys, I've just noticed a problem with this guide for some whatever reason, and I'm not quite sure why. Maybe there's a misspelling in here, or the name has changed, but this link doesn't go to where it says it goes. This is where you want to go. Okay, enbdev.com/download mod TES Skyrim HTML, and that might be because this thing's missing an L at the end of the name. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Anyway, this is the download page. Now, he is recommending version 2.7. 0.279. There is no such version. The most recent version is 0290, so that's the version we will download. And we'll go to the bottom and just say download. There it is. Okay, save that. So let's pop that open. There you go. There's your ENB series. All right, so let's keep that up and let's go back to our instructions and see what he wants us to do. Open the ENB series Skyrim zip using 7-zip and extract DLL host to a temporary folder. All right, so let's go do that. So let's see here. Extract 7-zip. Let's go to 7-zip. Open archive. ENB. Let's call it ENB series. Okay. Now we should have somewhere in here. There it is. ENB series. There's all of our stuff. Okay. So we can go ahead and close this down. So what do we want to do here? Open ENB. Okay, using DLL in the whatever folder, but it's what we call ENB temp. We called it ENB series. They called it ENB temp. Same thing. Open ENB Manager and Changer. And note, do not run this through Mod Organizer. So ENB Manager and Changer. So I probably didn't set up. No, I didn't set up a shortcut for the ENB Manager. So let's do that. So there's our jar file. I'm going to create a shortcut. Pull this out here. Take off all the extraneous name stuff. Let's call it ENB Manager. Let's pop that open. There we go. In the ENB version pane, click Add. Okay, let me close this down a little bit. Hey, stop it. Okay, so we got everything where I can see it. Moved my things. Okay, in the ENB version pane, click Add, navigate to ENB temp and select D3D DLL, ENB host, and click OK. So Add. We're going to. Oh, we got to go to downloads. Add. My downloads are on my E drive, right? So there they are. ENB series. Okay, let's try the wrapper version. Click Add. Select D3D9 DLL, this guy, and ENB host exe. ENB host exe. So these two guys. Click Add. In the resulting text box, type the version number. So this was version 2.90, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think that's what we said. Or 0.290, that's what it was. 0.290. Hit OK. No, I don't want to close that. Verify that the version installed is selected in the drop-down box. Delete the D3D9 and ENB host from ENB temp as they are now saved in ENB Manager and Changer. Yeah, so they are. Okay. Okay, so we've got this thing saved. If we look in the ENB Manager, ENB versions 2.9, there's DLL and ENB host, so we're good there. So we're going to set up a config. There's no configs set up yet. So we're going to start, whoops, I didn't really want to close that. We're going to start by going to the E drive and going to my download section. Go to your download section, back into the wrapper. We're going to pop open ENB local INI. ENB local, there it is, right here. Okay, so let's pop this open. Let's get these things where I can see things. So under performance, set enable occlusion culling equal to false. Under memory, set disable driver memory manager equal true if using an AMD video card. We're not using an AMD based video card. I'm using an NVIDIA card, so I'm going to leave that alone. Reserve memory size equal X, where X equals some number. This is highly dependent on the user's system. If stuttering is experienced when turning 360 degrees in game, increase this value. Reserved memory size MB. Reserved memory size MB 64. I'm going to set it to 512. Okay, under memory, set video memory size MB. Video memory size MB equal X, where X is the value found doing this calculation. Okay, let's do this calculation. VRAM test size test tool run. Okay, let's do that. Do this. Save. Hop in here. Okay. VRAM test. Let's go ahead and extract this. Sure. You can see I've done this before. Run this. Let's see, what does he want us to do? Run VRAM test size DX9. Let's run that. Video memory available 4064. Write that down. 4064. Okay. So we'll close that. If you're running Windows 7, subtract 170. If you're running Windows 8 or newer, subtract 350. So I'm going to subtract 350. So I'm going to take. So you guys should be doing this if you're following along. 4064 minus 350 is 3714. Use results here. Well, look, that's the very example that he gives me. Okay, so we can close that. Go back here. We can set it to video memory size X equals 3714. Okay. Under engine, set enable vsync equals true. Right here. True. Under anti-aliasing, enable edge AA true. Enable subpixel AA true. Try to spell it right. Under fix, set fix parallax terrain, true. Okay, let's make sure we got everything. Let's just double check that. So performance, ENB local, ENB enable enable occlusion culling goes false. Enable occlusion culling false. Memory, set disable memory driver memory manager true if using an AMD video card. So we should actually set it to false. Under memory, set reserve memory size. Okay, that's the one I set to 512. All right, yes. Under memory, set video memory equal to X. Video memory size megabytes equal to X. Okay, so far so good. Under engine, enable vsync equals true. Enable vsync equals true. Under anti-aliasing, enable edge AA equals true. Enable subpixel AA equal true. Under fix parallax terrain, fix parallax terrain true. Okay, the system tailored ANB local should be used with ENB cards to keep this file in a safe place. The last step in ANB is to select this. Okay. Save. And close. So let's just remember where that is. That's under our wrapper version. We changed it today. Okay. Okay, one more thing, guys. How long is this video getting? I'm sure we're getting pretty long. Let's just do one more quick thing, and we'll finish this off. We'll get to Vividian ENB. Okay, so Vividian ENB has a built-in installer of Generator Directory containing Bethesda Manager Changer. Due to this, only partial installation will occur here. They're manually done during mod installation. Perform the following: open ENB Manager and Changer. Okay, we've already got it open. In the configs pane, click New, and in the resulting pane type Vividian ENB 7.30 and click OK. On the Files pane, click Add. Files pane, click Add. Navigate to the system tailored ENB local INI. So that's where we are. Okay. ENB local INI, and click Add. Adjacent to the Skyrim directory label, click the dots and navigate to the base Skyrim folder. So that's going to be Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, Skyrim. Is that what I said? Skyrim. Skyrim, please open that up. Should be here. And then click Set. Set. Okay. ENB series with the starting step of the Vividian process is now configured ENB Manager Changer, but not activated. The last step of the process will be covered as part of a mod installation. Okay. Let's close that. Let's jump over to the F drive real quick. I'm just curious to make sure this is working right. Yep, there it is. ENB local. It's got all of our settings. It does indeed. Cool. Very nice, guys. So that's all set up. All right, we're getting long. This video is getting to be ridiculously long. It's probably far past the 20 minutes that I've allotted for each one of these. So we'll stop here. And we'll pick this back up with the initial INI tweaks in the next one. I'm not going to run the game. There's no difference because we didn't actually activate the ENB. So there's nothing really to see new. So we'll stop here and we'll pick this up in the next video where we'll do the INI tweaks. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot.